Welcome back to the next episode of Kelly Plays Opera Omnia. Oh boy, was this new patch that we just got super duper eventful in the best of ways in terms of the content we got, and in the worst of ways because I had so many technical issues with this. If you might have even encountered some yourself, because the update we got kind of broke Bluestacks 3. The game no longer would launch on Bluestacks 3. And someone found out that the beta version of Bluestacks 4 can launch it, but anything I tried to do in updating Bluestacks just kind of like broke everything. I couldn't get any app to launch whatsoever. So I struggled all night to convince my phone it's from Japan, so I could put the real Japanese version on my real phone. And so I played it on there for like a day and a half, and I'm like, well, what would happen if I just like reinstalled, just uninstalled BlueStacks and then just had a clean beta 4? Seeing as how I set up my, I linked the account to a Square Enix account, and I still know the information, so why not do this? And now I'm back on BlueStacks 4, clean install, and oh boy, Ifrit can now be leveled up to 30, and with that came a new Ifrit World of Illusion dungeon to try to get him there. This is the difficulty level 100 fight that you'll most likely be spamming. This is probably the only content you'll be doing for a while. It's fine with me. It's a pretty easy 100, as you can see. I'm just spamming damage into him. I want to avoid you want to avoid being broken once he's about at half and he starts getting like super powered. Other than that, you can just like wail into him. So unfortunately, he's just gonna destroy Maria, and then like his mechanic's gonna kick in. Yeah, but doesn't matter. 7's really good for this. She'll be good for Shiva, and she'll be good for Leviathan. So I went ahead and just started leveling her instead of someone like Leon, who I use a lot more in solo play, and I would just kill it. So the reason why you're going to be spamming this fight, which costs 50 stamina, so you're going to do this 4 times every time you get a refresh, is you're going to gain these points. You'll see them in a second. It'll come after the item drops and whatnot. Hopefully I get lucky with some 4 stars Ifrit items. They introduced 5 stars. You can see them here. Bad roll. Bad roll. I pretty much am at the point where I just need 4s to finish getting in with 30, and he's at 28. So these are the points that you're farming, and I'll show you what you do with those in a second. But I know for a fact I can level up Ifrit to 29 right now, so I can do that on camera real quick. So, at first it was 2 stars and 4 stars that were slacking, but then 1 stars took care of itself, and now it's just grinding out 4s. One thing to note is, as soon as you got to 21, Ifrit got to a higher speed tier, but I still don't think it's as fast as Chocobo or Sylph. And getting them to 30 will make them like as strong as Bahamut. So yeah, like as you can see, like you only get 1 drop of 5-star run, which is 5 each. But I'm already 30 over by the time I got to 29. So you don't have to worry about that too much. And then once it gets to level 30, it'll unlock a difficulty like, I think, 150 fight against Ifrit. And that honestly seems like it's going to be a pain in the ass. So, if you didn't see that, next to Crystal level was a second option that wasn't there before. And you go to a character. I pretty much am just exclusively using Maria because everything's weak to wind or range these days. And you'll start off all the way down here at this. And then there's 56, or I guess 9 nodes on here that you activate for 100 points. So each one of these lit up ones costs me 100 points, so aka 1 run. And you gain those stat points just forever. And then I went up this way real quick, and you'll get to an Ifrit node. And what's going on here is that there's 7 unique passives that you can learn here for 500 points that the character can equip for CP. And each character has their own version of this board. So you're going to want to take all the characters you like to use through here. So that's why I said you're going to be... thanks, G-Force. You're going to take all the characters you want to play into here. You're going to be living in this content. To give a quick rundown on what these passives do, because if you're watching my videos, you probably can't read moon runes. But luckily, I got some translations up here. Unfortunately, I don't have them I don't have them written out somewhere, so I'll just tell you what they are. In order, from top to bottom, you have Fire Resist Up, which is 10% damage reduction against fire attacks. The second one down is 3% for your whole entire party. So if you really wanted to build defensive against an element, you can have all 3 characters bring these, and everyone's going to have 19% fire reduction at that point. The third one is Firepower Up, which increases your fire damage dealt by 10%. So characters like Papalimo would definitely want this. Vivi wants it. I'm not entirely sure if I want to learn it on 7, considering like the whole point is she's 3 elemental, and I'd rather not use all 3. But you get the idea. One you're probably going to be taking on most characters, and I have all 3 of my characters learn. This one right here is 10% attack up when HP is above 80%, and that's just forever. As long as you want to spend the 2 CP on it. It doesn't matter what summon you have equipped that you brought onto the run. I always have a mini Ifrit effect on my 3 characters now. So that's pretty bitchin'. The next one down below that is 10% Eye Brave and 2% attack up when HP is above 80, which I think is the 3rd best one here for offensive. Next one down is 5% break bonus increase for self when HP is above 80%, which is pretty this is probably the worst one here. This would be the last one I'd ever think about taking. And the second best offensive one down here, barring, like Papalimo and whatnot, is 10% damage up on critical hit when HP is above 80%. So I grabbed these 2 on Maria and 7 for obvious reasons. Not so much Lilith because, she doesn't really hit Brave. So there's 3 nodes of these. So and you can't choose more than one, so you have to choose 3 different ones. So like I said, for someone like Maria, I would just get the 10% attack up, the critical damage, and then the Eye Brave and 2% attack, which would be this one. So I just finished going through some stamina because I'm grinding out that rank, and now I just have that and need to go to a party and start equipping it. And now I just have 19 more nodes to go for just raw stats, and then these 3 characters will be done, which is cool beans. So yeah, let me just go ahead and learn something real quick on all these characters. So So like I said, Lilith's more of like a defensive character that doesn't really contribute much to the Brave shaving, so I'm going ahead and taking the resists. Because if I was going to consider actually wanting to beat that 150, you're probably going to need the fire resist ups. Because Ifrit always opens up with Hellfire. So, yep. Just go at personal 10%, fire reduction. Grab the last thing on 7. Same thing as Maria. And you are by no means locked into your selections forever. You just have to grind out another 500 points and you can choose another thing. So it's not, they're definitely not set in stone, so don't feel bad. Okay, so there's also 3 more nodes, which should be these treasure chests here, which I definitely advise you to get these on characters you wouldn't necessarily want to play all that often, because they contain 5 armor tokens, 300 gems, or 3 summon tickets. So yes, every character has those. And seeing as how I have 81 total right now, that's a lot of armor tokens and summon tickets and gems that are just waiting to be reaped. And then that's only going to increase a lot more when they release the Shiva version of this, and then every character's got another round of this to go for a bunch of goodies. So in terms of content, I love what they did here. I feel like they actually give us something to do with stamina other than grind out summons, which, sure, it does take a long time for you to get Chocobo and Sylph up, but I kind of like got tired and frustrated of doing it, and I got to 19, and they're still almost done. But now there's like, now I would never dream about wasting stamina anymore, when before I was just grinding rank for the sake of grinding rank. But yeah, so my opinion, this update is a nice hot 10 out of 10. We're also going to get more freebies. There's definitely more freebies planned. Final Fantasy 14 has getting collab with Final Fantasy 14. So, oh, there's one more thing I forgot to mention about this. So this Ifrit fight right here, you could increase the amount of points you get if you bring one of these characters that are glowing pink. So like Terra, Snow, Cater, Vanille, Celes, and Balthier. If you want to bring one of those characters, you would then gain 200 points. And you can also use the double experience book will also increase that points further. So you could get upwards to 400 a run. Maybe even more if Relic of All Knowledge stacks with the individual books. I don't know. I've never used one. So that's pretty dope. This content's 10 out of 10. Let's see. Let me see if I can bring up internet page over here. So we got a thing here. Let me just make sure it's showing up okay. Alright, so Final Fantasy Portal app is going on. So we get even more goodies in the middle of September if we meet the point score, which I don't think we've ever really had an issue going for that. So if I didn't mention this Ifrit Ultimate is permanent, it's not going anywhere. In 2 more days, the Final Fantasy 14 collab event's going on. They're giving us the Alice event back earlier than December. So I'm super hyped about that because I'm pretty sure I've mentioned I'm very interested in Alice as a unit in this game, since it plays very much like my main in Final Fantasy 14. So I had plans on saving like my draw tickets for Lenna and gems for Rinoa, who's down here, spoiler. And I'm probably gonna do draw tickets in Alizé in hopes of getting lucky there. Let's see. I forget what this is. Give me a sec. Let's go here. Oh, it's the summer campaign co-op event, which that's going to give us a free 10+1 pull. It's going to have a first round of co-op and a second round of co-op, as you can see here. So that's going to run into September, on September 5th. On the 14th, we get Kefka Loft chapter, and he's black. And I think this is yeah, the artifact event. New character Golbez on the 17th, who's going to be Dark Crystal. Lenna Lost chapter 28th, who's white, artifact. And then Rinoa on the 31st, which I am super pumped up for that. And as soon as we get her, I'm definitely going all out and finishing her Ifrit board, because she's probably going to be the only character I use in co-op from like till the end of time, until they give us something like Sice or Aranea. I'll definitely be sitting on all them green crystals waiting until the 31st. That's so long. That's way too much time. Oh boy. So yeah, this is a very good month. Very, very good month. I'm super excited about this, and I hope you guys are too. See you in the next video. Probably might not. I have no idea what it's gonna be at this point, since Alizé already has an awakening. So it would a quick EX if she gets her EX weapon there. A quick EX review. She might not get it. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks for the Kefka video then. Until then, peace.